How do you get to a secure attachment style? The first thing, self-awareness. Self-awareness is critical. Self-awareness is important. What do you need to be aware of? You need to be aware of your life. You need to be aware of your past. You need to be aware of your childhood. How was your childhood? As I've been talking about some of the things under childhood trauma, have you sensed something that you are relating with? Have you gotten to realize that, probably I may fall under this? Um, yeah. So, have you tried to notice something about your past? I have a friend who usually says that the best thing you can ever study in life is your childhood, because a number of things that you do as an adult gets back to the stuff that you haven't resolved from your childhood. Some of the anger outbursts, you're struggling with. Some of the feelings of low self-esteem that you struggle with. Some of the belief of not being enough, because it's actually called a feeling, but it's not a feeling, it's a belief. When you feel like you're not enough, it's just a belief. It's not
Mm,
the actual thing. It's just a belief. You believed it because maybe some people told you, some people made you feel that way. Your parents, perhaps due to the fact that you are not available, they made you feel you are not enough. Or maybe you are raised in an extended family. So there was much competition. You had to do something for you to be recognized. And so now that, maybe your other siblings or cousins were doing better than you feel like, I'm just a worthless person, because even when we were young, I was not the one that got much of the attention. Those that got the attention, are the ones that are worth it. And now you're an adult, you're still struggling with that. It's a core belief. It is not a feeling. It's a core belief. So at times you will feel it, but it's coming from your belief system. That is what I'm trying to identify. It's a core belief. And if you're going to work on it, you have to work on a different core belief. Meaning you should stop believing that. There are a number of us that believe negative things about ourselves. Even when I'm to tell you something positive about yourself, you are at times not even going to believe. The other day in one of our groups, Agents of Progress platform, and um, other groups, I was basically sharing that normalize telling yourself that you're a smart person. A lot of people, they don't tell themselves that. They actually don't believe they are smart. So normalize telling yourself things that you know the person you want to be should be. There are some things in life that you can never do if you're not smart. And perhaps there are some things that you've already done in life because at some point life taught you to be smart. So you're a smart person. Normalize telling yourself that I am a smart person. And it basically means you have the mental ability to handle things, the mental ability to resolve things, right? Yeah. So in your past, what are some of the things that you feel could contribute to the insecurity you have around relationships? Is it that the example that you got as a young person, maybe your parents divorced and you fear, well, I'm likely to also go through a divorce if I was to, get married. Or maybe you had a role model, a mentor, and everything was going on well. And your mentor's, marriage just crumbled. And oops, you feel like, wow, if my mentor can fail to handle this, wow, there's no hope for me. And sadly, this is the reality for a number of people. Maybe it's your pastor is divorced. And because you follow them that much, you're like, if my pastor couldn't, who am I? No, you can. Okay. So where are the insecurities coming from? Right? Where are the insecurities coming from? If we're in the therapy room, we would talk about everything. But here, so the first thing is just know where the insecurity is coming from. What is the root cause? What is the trauma that you have kept? I define trauma as what happens inside of you as a result of what happened to you, right? What happens inside of you as a result of what happened to you. Most people think trauma is an event. It's not an event, it's an experience. It's an inner experience that you get to have. When you are verbally abused, when you are labeled, when you are young, when people made you feel that you are dumb, what happened inside of you? Did you realize that? You did. So trauma is what happens inside of you as a result of what happens to you. But again, it is also what happens inside of you as a result of the psychological core need that you don't get to receive. So if you didn't get to receive a particular psychological core need, maybe the need of validation, you become a people pleaser because you want everybody to like you, right? So where did this come from? What childhood trauma did you have? What childhood trauma have you been enduring all this while? Okay. The second thing that you need to do if you're going to form a secure attachment style is define your self-concept. Define your self-concept. Self-concept is something critical. A lot of us don't understand it. We think self-concept is just about self-esteem. But the reason why most people after a breakup get to feel insecure and get to have low self-esteem, they go to question their body. You know, there are some people that would actually even cut their hair. I understand there are important issues behind that. But there are times that we just even cut our hair, you know, want to start like a fresh, you know, simply because of a breakup. You know, this speaks to our self-concept. We're not in touch with our self-concept. So under self-concept, there are four important things. Number one is your self-image. Who do you think you are? Do you get your self-image by Dr. Clinton's compliment? No. Do you get your self-image, or rather, do you feel in touch with your self-image simply because Rozzie has complimented you? No. Self-image. Who are you? Who do you think you are? I have my mantra, which really weaves into my self-image. I am satisfied with my self-image, even without my title as a doctor or whatever. It shouldn't be, your self-image should not be under, or it should not come from positions or titles. It should come from who you believe you are. And so I say that I am a person of value who values people and adds value to people's lives through my passion and my profession. That is who I am. I understand myself to be a person of value who values people and adds value to people's lives. That is my mantra. That is my self-image. Yes, I'm a child of God, but because of that, I know that I'm a person of value. I value people and I add value to people's lives. That is who I see myself as. So even when something hits me, today, I would have a breakup with my lady. I still have my self-image intact. I'm a person of value who values people, has valued people's lives. Who are you? Do you have a self-image? Who do you think you are? You know, there are a lot of people that get identity from a relationship. No, I am Mrs. whatever. And so because you're Mrs. whatever, when something happens that hinders that Mrs. status, your self-image is affected. So number one, self-image. We're talking about self-concept, right? So the second thing about self-concept is your body image. So one, self-image. Two, body image. This is why I'm saying that other people cut their hair and all these things, and I'm saying this respectfully. I know there are other cultural things attached to it, beliefs attached to it. I acknowledge all those things, but I'm also just acknowledging that at times people cut their hair, people dye their hair, people do all these different things to their body, after a breakup. It speaks to the fact that they're not in touch with their self-concept. So are you confident in your skin? Are you confident with your body shape? Other people would want to change themselves because they feel, well, perhaps he's left because I don't look good enough. We begin to compare ourselves with the next girl that he gets. Well, if it's us guys at times, we think, oh, maybe I'm too short this time. She's gone for a taller guy. Probably it was because of my height. No, dude, you're okay. So your body image, are you comfortable with who you are? Are you comfortable with every perks, marks, whatever it is that you have around you? Are you comfortable? Have you accepted you? Because God, the almighty craftsman, crafted you as you are for a purpose, right? So are you comfortable with who you are? Perhaps the main question would be, do you accept your body? Or maybe you'd want to go for, for plastic surgery and just, look somehow. It all speaks to you being secure. And if you are not, you are going to have an insecure attachment style. So if you're going to be secure, be comfortable with your body. I mean, you all look good. I know a lot of you are not turning on they are not turning on your videos, but I believe you're beautiful. I believe you're handsome. I believe you, if we were to look at you, would basically say that, wow, perhaps the person that was coining the word beauty looked at Rozzie and said, wow, this shall be called beauty. The person that was trying to coin the word handsome looked at you and said, wow, this will be called handsome, right? Because that is who you are. You are beautiful and handsome. Be comfortable. Accept your body. When you are insecure about your body, anything that happens around the relationship, you feel like, something wrong with me. Dude, there's nothing wrong with you. The third thing, under self-concept, your ideal self. Your ideal self. What are your ambitions? What are your dreams? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? Who do you think Rozzie is or should be? Who is she becoming? Do you have that intact? Most people after a breakup, they even forget their dreams. They forget their ambition. Whatever they wanted to pursue, it's like the only possibility was if that person is still with them. That is why people kill themselves. That is why, Rose, I can see Rose is laughing out there. No. Then we're getting somewhere. Yes. So your ideal self, have you defined where you're going? Or maybe where you're going is only possible with this person, or where you're going is only possible with that ex. There are people that haven't moved on because of an ex of 10 years ago. This is true. So it's important that we have our ideal self in place. Define yourself, define your life in the eyes of your faith, but more especially, just project who you want to be, what you want to contribute in life, what you want to leave behind, what legacy are you leaving behind? Because people that have a secure attachment style can live their purpose, they can live their life without totally depending on their partner. I know it's important to depend on our partner and have our partners help us, but I mean, they are able to still see their worth without their partner, saying something or their partner helping and all that. I'm simply bringing it out in that way. Not that we should not help our partners. We should definitely help our partners. So people that have a secure attachment style, they can easily trust, people without feeling in control of them for them to trust them, So that's very much important. So be in touch with your ideal self. The last thing is that self-confidence. Self-confidence. Self-confidence is critical. That's the fourth thing, right? Self-confidence is critical. So if we are following, as I'm talking about self-confidence, somebody in the comment section, write for us the four important things or four pillars under self-concept that I've talked about. The fourth thing is self um, self-confidence, rather self-esteem. Okay, so you need to have this self-esteem. A lot of us, again, after a breakup, oh my God, low self-esteem already. We feel like we're not enough. We feel like we cannot continue to live life. We cannot do anything. We can't pursue a number of things that we can actually pursue without this person. So your self-esteem is critical if you are going to build a secure attachment style. So most times when people ask me, how do I get my attachment? How do I work on my self-esteem after I break up? Get back to the whole self-concept, because you just can't work on your self-esteem. You need to work on your self-image. You need to work on your body image. You need to work on your ideal self. You need to work on your self-esteem as well. So how do you do that? How do you work with your self-esteem? Most people literally ask this. Firstly, do not define yourself based on your previous relationships. Do not define yourself based on what didn't work out. That's the first thing, because most of us get to define ourselves based on our failures, right? The things that didn't work out, we feel, if that good man left me, then I don't think I can ever be good for anyone. If that wonderful lady did not put up with me, then who else is going to put up with me? It's not going to work out. I'm just bad. No, 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 no. They didn't put up with you. Yes, that is a fact. To accept that fact, but work on it. So work on it, right? All right. So that was the second part of how to build your secure attachment style. The third part on how to build a secure attachment style. Work on yourself. Work on self acceptance, right? Work on self acceptance. Self acceptance is very key. Now, the fact that we know what self concept is, I am assuming self acceptance would be okay, but I'll still explain it. Self acceptance is basically getting to accept your life as it is without denying. Okay, because a lot of people deny, some things without denying, without avoiding, and without running away from the realities about you. That is self-acceptance. First accept things as they are, right? Accept you as you are. Because if you don't accept you as you are, you will want to be, you would want your partner to treat you like Beyonce when you're not Beyonce. You would want your partner to treat you like other people, because you want to be viewed like other people when you're not other people. So accept yourself first. And when you accept yourself, see your beauty and your worth for what it is. That is what somebody should be able to honor. Your beauty, your greatness. That thing that God has endorsed in you. That is what you should be unapologetic for. Not your assumption, your illusion, your fantasy of being Beyonce, your fantasy of being Adele, and all these other people that, are celebrities and models out there. If if you join those people in their therapy rooms, you don't want to be like them. So please accept who you are. Accept who you are. You are just what you were created to be. When you accept who you are, the next thing you need to do is that you need to read the facts. What are the facts about me? What are the facts about me that I am having struggles to work around? And how are my beliefs around these facts influencing my relationships today? Are they influencing my perception of the opposite sex? Are they influencing how I interpret the actions of my partner, the actions of people that want to be with me? Because our interpretations at times are our worst enemies. Because we have situations that happen, but then our thoughts around those situations, our interpretations around those situations are what determine our behavior and attitude, and also how we feel about that very situation. So, what we need to do next is to evaluate our core beliefs. So, with everything that went through, how do I see things to be now? Because there are a lot of you that fall under that man in the Bible, that says, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. You believe you can find a good one, but somehow when you find one, your unbelief comes in, sabotages everything. You believe you can find a good woman, but somehow you feel like you are not the right person because of your core belief. So the last thing we need to work on is our core belief. Are we aware of how our beliefs are affecting the things that we desire? All right. Are we aware of how our beliefs are affecting the things that we desire? If you are desiring a marriage, how is your core belief about your path affecting that desire that you're having? So yeah. So I usually say that out of your greatest rejection, it comes your most courageous determination to pursue something, right? And oftentimes people do that after a breakup, they work so hard. But the main question is, what is the motive? What is the motive of the hard work? The motive is what determines whether you're going to reap something that will make you better or something that will make you bitter. So what is the motive behind working so hard? Are you working so hard to show them, or it is working hard coming from insecurity? Perhaps you feel, they will see, let me try to work hard. Let me try to amass wealth. Let me try to be more independent. They felt that, or rather they thought that I wouldn't be independent. Let me work so hard and see that I can do well without them. Millions of people have those motives, but they're wrong. They bounce back in an ugly way. So what you need to do is address that insecurity that may have surfaced as a result of the breakup. Try to look at it in a way that it helps you improve yourself, not basically trying to work so hard to prove a point. There's nothing wrong with working hard. What is wrong is the motive. What is the motive behind that? So if the motive is okay, well and good. If the motive is coming from bleeding, it is going to be worse very soon. Yeah. So I think the motive is what we need to question there. What is wrong again is doing it so that we get recognition, or we get more attraction, or we pull more people our way. Because the reason why most people are frustrated and depressed is because they are not secure in their body image. So at times they would want to do all these accessory things around them, change a bit of shape here and there, but they still don't get what they are, anticipating or expecting, and it gets them depressed, gets them frustrated, it gets them mad, gets them bitter, So the motive behind is very critical. Yeah. Lest we have another question stemming out from people that are exercising and are in gym. Please, let's not look at it from that perspective. But the key thing is the motive. Why are we doing this? Is it coming from a place of insecurity? It is coming from a place of insecurity. Then we need to work on that insecurity, right? We need to work on that insecurity. So there's nothing wrong with getting yourself in shape, or in the shape that you wish you'd want to be. Yeah, but the motive is critical. The motive is very much critical. They are very, very much critical.
Do you support the fact that it is mostly the people we've dated who tamper with our self-esteem? Not even necessarily other women or whatever. I think mostly it's the men that you've dated, right?
Yes. So I've got an interesting question there. So I will answer it partially, but I would also like to call on a friend on the call. She's not aware that I'm going to call her, but I'll still call her. I'm hoping she has heard the question. So there's Nanji who's logged in, and she's logged in with Bupe, but I want to call out Bupe to also say something with regards to that question. But I'll go first as Bupe is getting ready. So it's true. Most people that we have dated, right? Most people that we have dated really have an impact. We usually say that there's nobody that will make you so insecure than the person you have been with, right? Because somehow they know you've shared this intimate side, this vulnerability side. You have exposed yourself to them in a way, and you've had this connection with them. And the insecurity is coming because of the very connection that you've had with them. So when they make any silly comment about your body image, it can get you so bad than any bypasser in the road that may have commented, something about you. Well, you don't mind those. But if somebody you have dated, for somebody you've been with, says something about your body image, it just stirs up this insecurity, this low self-esteem. At times it comes out. So you may say, well, I'm thick-skinned, I don't care, but somehow, at night you remember that comment, So it's true. The people that we have dated does affect. But before Bupe comes out, and I'm hoping she's heard, it is important that we actually have. Remember what I was talking about, self-image. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you as a person? Because if you know who you are as a person, it doesn't matter what words. Yes, they will come, they will sting, but you are going to handle them better. You're going to respond to them better than react to them, right? You're going to respond to them a bit more mature than you would if you did not have this self-esteem or just this security around you. And I'm calling out Bupe to make a comment on just how women can be able to be comfortable with their image, their body, and also their self-esteem. Yeah. Bupe, are you there?
Yes, I am. Okay. Thanks. You owe me one for this. So how can women be more self-confident about their image? I think one of the things off the top of my head that I think about is the fact that we have to understand that it's not going to be work that is done overnight, right? So you have to show yourself grace. Understand that, it's, how can I say? There's someone who had posted on Facebook. I'll use this as an example because storytelling always leaves an impact and relation. So someone came onto Facebook and they had a stove that was messed up, and it had been messed up over a period, I think, of 3 years. They left the grease to accumulate, and they were saying, tell me a quick way to to clean the stove. And I remember posting, I said, you can't clean a mess that was created over 3 years with one quick fix. So if, for instance, the insecurity is coming from a relationship that happened 3 years, just as an example, again, you have to give yourself grace to try and work through those insecurities that have been created. And because I am a Christian, I truly, honestly live by the Bible in that when I was dealing with insecurities, I went back to the Word of God and found verses that helped me. What does God say about me? And these are the things and the truths that I started to try and live out every day. I recorded them on my voice notes in my phone, and as often as I could, I started to listen back on these things until they became things that that are true, and just being aware, catching yourself with those thoughts. And it's in your everyday life where, someone says something simple like, you look nice, and you feel uncomfortable when someone says that. It tells you something about where you are at. So it's just being aware, covering yourself in the word, and giving yourself time, because it's a process. It won't be overnight. There's no quick fix, because you can't get yourself out of a situation that you behaved yourself into by one therapy session, but it's a work in progress for sure. Thank you. Does that answer it?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I knew there was a perspective I needed to this question, and I knew you would be able to add it. So thank you so much. That's Wupe. She's called the Mindpreneur on social media. You can find her.